Good morning, friends. Today, let us know about the Lakshmikant polity, that is Indian polity and government. In this, there is 26 chapters. That is from first chapter, each and every chapter, and let us know the contents of these chapters. First is history of Indian administration, and then preamble and nature of Indian constitution. What exactly is preamble? What was the nature of Indian constitution? Next is fundamental rights, other rights, and directive principles of states policy DPSP. And then sixth chapter is fundamental duties, seventh chapter is parliamentary proceedings, and eighth is central government and Indian judiciary, state government, union territories, emergency provisions, panchayat raj and local governance. And 14th chapter is constitutional bodies, non-constitutional bodies, transparency framework of officials, constitutional amendments, anti-defection, citizenship, tribunals, governance, political parties, official language, public interest litigation, Indian polity questions, how to answer questions, extra readings, Indian politics. Let us know about the this book is referred by Lakshmikant and the notes made by from Lakshmikant. First of all, let us know that how to prepare polity for UPSC. Basic knowledge of polity should be there for each and every person. Basic knowledge of polity. That is 100 questions target, 23 questions, 12 to 14 questions. Each and every UPSC exams asks the polity questions regarding fundamental rights, fundamental duties, DPSPs, and recently amendments. What are the articles used in this that amendments? Current affairs, resources for studying polities. Ninth, 10th, and 11th standard NCERT books. Idea of democratic ideology. Lakshmikant, Base Act, Constitution of India. Don't buy any books apart from above books. That is D.D. Basu, Suhas Kashyap. Primarily resources is the Hindu, Indian Express, and PIB, that is Public Interest Bureau. And challenges in polity. Remembering these things. Numbers are not important. Article 1417. Don't mug up the exact language. Understanding the ideals of law. First, maximum amount of information is in newspaper. Find out the words. Maximum amount of revision is in newspaper. Remember article numbers also. Constitution, parliamentary procedures, and constitutional body, Supreme Court decisions. Fundamental factual questions in 2018 question paper polity. And then duties of committees, samitis, relationship between law and liberty, no laws, no liberty. And then practicing reading is enough. Editorials, almost 90 to 100 marks in polity, current affairs, more practice, more scoring. And sources, the Hindu, Indian Express, and PIB. Challenges in polity, remembering things, numbers not important, provisions is important. Don't mug up the exact language article. Understanding challenges does not reflect reality, ideal mess. And revisions through newspaper, that is editorials regarding polity. Any mention of constitution, parliamentary procedures, and then constitutional body, Supreme Court decisions. Polity is thinking subject. Polity is thinking subject, and practice and reading is necessary. Now, let us know the chapter 1, that is history of Indian administration, cover both history and polity. World's largest representation of democracies are India. It took centuries of time to administration of India. Then credit goes to Britishers. Oldest democracy in the world is a Indian constitution, and India was colonial country. So the British never wanted to free India. And after the independence, India has its own administration. Important notes: Britishers came to India as traders in 1600. Queen of Elizabeth, that is Queen of England, Elizabeth gave permission for trading in India, trading company. North Indian Diwani rights, that is revenue, that is a tax collection. In 1765, Bengal, Bihar, Odisha, they were collecting the tax. Britishers came to India and they were collecting revenues, that is Diwani rights in our India. And Forcedari, Forcedari court, that is crime related court, was been introduced by Britishers. Diwani rights, that is revenue collection related, was been introduced by Britishers. First of all, let us know about East India Company. When was East India Company started? In the 1773, in the year 1773, British government stepped India. They started East India Company. First is Regulating Act 1773. Government has some interference in country, regulate the administration in the colonial India. Central administration brought into India. Decline of Mughals. Regulating Act, increase in hierarchy, that is governor of Bombay, Calcutta, Madras mutually exclusive from each other. For the first time, Governor of Bengal named as Governor General of Bengal, that is administrative head. General of Bengal, that is administrative head. Governor of Bombay and the Madras made the subordinate to the governor, that is Governor General of Bengal. In 1773, the first Governor General of Bengal, that is General Warren Hastings. General Warren Hastings, the first Governor General of Bengal, was been selected as Warren Hastings. The first Governor General of Bengal is Warren Hastings. Central administration was been introduced in Regulating Act of 1773. There was establishment of Supreme Court in Calcutta in 1774. One Chief Justice of India and three judges, totally four members in the Supreme Court, was introduced by Britishers, and then Executive Council was appointed to support General Governor of Bengal with four members of ECs, that is Executive Councils. Early stage of ministry in matter of administration, ban on company employees doing a personal trade of accepting the bribe will be criminal offense. Court of directors, goal and civil military violating details was been introduced. Central administration country Central administration country in India was been established by the Britishers by Regulating Act, that is 1773. 1774, Supreme Court was been introduced with three judges and one Chief Justice. Next, in 1784, Pitt's India Act came to introduce, and William Pitt, his name is William Pitt, and it separated commercial and political functions of the company. And court of directors and board of control, commercial and political, was been done. Dual government was established in East India Act. They can ask questions. In which act dual government was been established? That is Pitt's India Act by William Pitt in 1784. 1784, Pitt's India Act, dual government was been introduced, that is court of directors and board of the control, that is commercial as well as the political introduction. Empowered to separate supreme supervise all the civil plus militaries actions or activities and revenues of all the entire British provisions India for the first time as a British processions. Next, Charter Act Charter Act of 1833. The Governor General of Bengal became the Governor General of India officially, and he became the head of the administration of India, that is in Calcutta. And the first Governor General of Bengal was General Varanasi, and the Governor General of India was William Bentinck. This is very important questions. The first Governor General of Bengal is General Varanasi. The Governor General of India is William Bentinck. Bombay. Madras legislative power was taken subordinate to Governor General of India in both the units, and creation of the simple hierarchy and the clear marked differences in both units of the government as well. Regulations, lower the regulations, higher the law. Hierarchy was important. Regulations are lower, laws are higher. The East India Company's commercial body was seized. It was ended as commercial body and maintained only as an administrative body in India. Court of directors were blocked. Open competitors for civil services allowed Indians for all the posts. And purely an administrative body in India, Charter Act 1833 was introduced. Charter Act of 1853. It separated the executive and legislative functions. Six new members in Governor General Councils were called as legislative members. Among six, four members were appointed by the local governments: Kolkata, Bombay, Madras, and Bengal, that is Agra. Sepoy Mutiny War of Independence happened during this Charter Act of 1853. In every Charter Act, the government renewed occupation, did not give a timeline. Charter Act of 1857, that is Sepoy Mutiny, was started as Charter Act of 1857. Next. Next is about Government of India Act 1858. Act for Good Government in India was been established in 1858. Very important act changed the structure of Indian government. Rule of the East India Company was been over. India was ruled by crown, majesty queen, that is Victoria. Queen Victoria of India was over. And next, Government of India Act, that is 1858. Good government in India was been established. Governor General post, military post and military titles. Governor General, the first Viceroy of India, Lord Canning in 1858. And the first Governor General of Bengal, Varanasi. The first Governor General of India was William Bentinck. Secretary of State was been established. Indian Minister was member of the British cabinet who was directly responsible for governance in India and answerable to British Parliament and polity matters discussed. 15 members council was been appointed to assist Secretary of State Indian Ministry. Next is about Indian Council Act 1861. Indians Indians is Legislative Council. Viceroy could be nominated in the years 1862. Indian Council Act 1861, 1862, Viceroy has been nominated. Legislative process, Lord Canning, Raja of Benares, Maharaja of Patela, and Sir Dinakar Rao, British supportive. Decentralization and Madras Bombay stripped off. Legislative power of Madras and Bombay restored to make the laws. New Legislative Council, Bengal, 1862. New Legislative Council, 1866. Punjab, in the year 1897, more decision makers. Portfolio system was been established in Indian Council Act 1861. Next is about Indian Council Act 1892. Non-official members increased, not majority central plus provisional level. Right of legislative council increased, and discuss budget, ask questioning was been established. Nomination central provisional council was been done. Recommendation of Bengal, that is Chamber of Committee, was been established. Provisions levels of district board, universities, trade association, chambers and elections. Indirect reference of provisions members of legislative council and committees and sabhas. Totally democracy was been established in Indian Council Act 1892. Next is about Minto Marley reforms 1909, that is 1909. Lord Morley was been Secretary of State, that is Democratic. Lord Minto was Viceroy of India. Lord Morley Secretary, Lord Minto Viceroy of India. Membership of Legislative Council increased at central, that is 16 to 60 members were being introduced in central, provincial was been increased variably. Central Council official majority maintained in centers. Provisional Council non-official majority was been established. Powers of Council powers of Council increased and supplementary questions move resolutions on budgets was been established. Next is about India. Indians was allowed in Viceroy in Executive Council. Satyendra Prasad Sinha, that is a law member, was been appointed. Satyendra Prasad Sinha. Hindu Muslim separate electorate was been accepted. Muslims candidate, that is Jamindaris, universities, chambers was been established. In famous narratives, notorious British communalism, difference between Hindu and Muslim formalized separate nation. Lord Minto, the father of separate electorates. Montego Chelmsford reforms 1999. Montego was Secretary of State. Chelmsford was Viceroy of India. August 20th, 1917. Responsible government in India was been established. Central provisional subjects, that is 7th schedule of Constitution of India. Budget also separated states could make budget. Diarchy system, that is a dual government, was been established in Montego Chelmsford reforms 1999. 1919. Central government subjects are divided into two parts, that is transfer subject, reserve subject. Transferred, Viceroy will make laws in constitution. Reserved subject, with minister responsible to legislative, that is Viceroy will only consult executive councils. 3 by 6, that is 3/6 members as to be Indians executive, that is among 6 people 3 members should be Indians in the executive council. Bicameral legislative, that is Council of State, that is Rajya Sabha upper house, Legislative Assembly, that is Lok Sabha lower house was been established. Legislative Council of India. Majority peoples were elected and provided limited franchise to our India. Voting rights was been given based on property tax paid, education. Separate electorate extended. Sikhs, Indians, Christians, Europeans, Anglo-Indians, Hindu, Muslim communalism, domain of minority increased. Other minority aspects. High Commissioners of India, ambassador in London, take that was some rules from, that is diplomat. First diplomat appointment was been done. Public Service Commission established in 1926. 1926 Public Service Commission was been established. Appointed civil servants. UPSC authority was been established in 1926. Recommendation of Lee Commission every 10 years. This will be a statutory commission to review the working of administration or reforms introduced in Montego Chelmsford. Montego Chelmsford. Next is about Simon Commission. What exactly Simon Commission? Simon Commission is also known as Statutory Commission. Statutory Commission, it was established in 1927. Movement of Gandhi, non-violent, and Montego Chelmsford reforms was been taken for 10 years. 7 members: John Simon, John Simon introduced Simon Commission. John Simon. All seven Indian representation were violent. Lal Rajpat Roy expired during Simon Commission protest, submitted the report in 1930. Abolition of diarchy was been done, and establishment of responsible government should be reformed in provisions. Provisions is nothing but states. Provinces is nothing but states. Also recommended federation of British government princely states and continued the separate electorate. Three rounds of roundtable conference on boarding of India implemented Government of India Act 1935. Most of the recommendation of Simon Commission. Communal Award, that is 1932. Ramsay MacDonald was Governor of India, representation of minorities. Extension of separate electorate repressed the castes. Repressed castes is nothing but SC, ST, OBC. Gandhi fostering Hindu unit, Hindu unity. Waranda jail. He was in Waranda jail in the Gujarat Pune Pact signed the Dalits reservation. Next is about the Government of India Act 1935. This is also called as Mini Government of India. According to 321 sections, 10 schedules was been established here. World War. British lost power entirely. This was the last power of the British. All India Federation provinces is nothing but state. Princely state, not joint princely states. Three lists: center, province, state, concurrent. Residency powers: Viceroy was given residency power. Diarchy at the provinces was abolished. Diarchy system of provisional autonomy ended in 1939, and provisional autonomy (PA) created the governor advice of ministry. At center, diarchy was launched, never implemented, and among 11 members, 6 members were states or provinces were given bicameral houses. Bombay, Madras, Bihar, United Provinces, Uttar Pradesh, Assam, Bengal, etc. Then, separate electorate were extended and repressed castes, that is SCST, women's labours. Council of India, Secretary of State abolished. Franchise or eligible to vote extended, 10 percentage could vote, and Reserve Bank of India established. Money marketing was been started in the year 1935. Public Service Commission for provinces or the states established Joint Public Service Commission, way more. And Federal Court 1937 was been established. Federal Court was been established in 1937. Reserve Bank of India 1935. And the constitution was established in Government of India Act 1935. Next is very important, that is Independence of India Act 1947. 20th February 1947, and the Prime Minister of England 30th June of 1948, Mountbatten. Ensure on 3rd June, Congress plus Muslim partition of India was been done. The first governor of Bengal was Varanasi. This is very important. The first governor of Bengal was Varanasi. The first Governor General of India is William Bentinck. The first Viceroy of India is Lord Canning. And the father of separate electorate, Lord Minto. Partition of India done by Mountbatten. India and Pakistan both will be independent sovereign countries. Dominant states, that is British Empire, every right to sea from the Commonwealth. Office of Viceroy was established. That is Governor General, that is General Governor, appointed by the British, and the British Queen on advice of Cabinet. The first Governor General of Indian Independence India is Mountbatten, and then Commonwealth was Commonwealth was been established, and constituent assemblies were there and given full rights, constituent assemblies, full authority of Constitution of India, Hyderabad, Patela, except Hyderabad and Patela and Jammu Kashmir, that was a princely states to join Indian Pakistan, to join India or either Pakistan or else independent states, that is princely states. Government of India Act 1935 to be applicable, no new government was formed. Governor General and all governors are nominal heads, and the title of Emperor and of India dropped. Then civil services appointments was cancelled. Old one can be continued, that is India of British rule withdraw in the year 1946 to 1947. 26 Jan 1956 Constitution of India came into force. Constitution Assembly Parliament was been established in 1946. Colonial, from a colonial country to an independent country. Organic growth of India. Now India is a developed country. This is how, from starting East India Company and then Simon Commission, Charter Act of 1833, Charter Act of 1853, Government of India Act, and then Independence of India Act 1947, Minto Morley Act of 1919, and then Chelmsford. Each and everything was been happen in India. Next chapter, let us learn about the preamble of the Constitution. Yes, thank you.